Hi there, parents. In this video, I'm going to give you an energy update for this last half of April, as well as the astrology around this Aries total solar eclipse, well, hybrid solar eclipse, new moon, and what experiences you may be having with your children, because of course our children are experiencing these energies just like us, and how can we meet that and support them as parents. My name is Christy Whistler. I am an intuitive, an astrologer, and even more important, I am a parent of two very unique, very special children. And if you find that you have one of those special children and you may even not know how to fully help them or support them, please reach out. I offer consulting calls as well as astrology birth chart readings. Why is your child so sensitive? Why may they be struggling in school? Or how can even their best way of learning be and look like? These are just a few of the questions that astrology and the birth chart can answer. So if you want to find out more, please reach out. You can leave me a comment below or go to my website at chrissywhistler.com. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel. It really helps me to connect to more like-minded parents like you who understand there's something more happening in our universe and our experiences than just this 3D world that we were living in, which is why you are all here now, isn't it? So, to be completely honest with you, I'm really surprised that I'm getting the somewhat quiet, calm time to even record this video. My goodness. The energy for Eric in particular, it's been very difficult. And I feel like I'm saying this all the time. But it's just this window that we are moving through as parents. As a collective, okay, but certainly as parents, it is a very intense time. This pivotal moment of time for humanity, where we are going through this birth canal, and who we are at the beginning of this journey is not who we are going to be at the end, and that includes our children. So as our world is going through this crumbling experience of what is old, outdated. Okay, sorry about that. Just clearing that energy. What is old and outdated? Our children are feeling this. And if you have someone who is very sensitive to the collective, to the emotions, to the electricity, like this is very intense. Eclipses in particular are also really intense. So please let me know how your sensitive children may be experiencing this. Maybe they're actually getting really sick right now and they're just purging. They are purging all the toxicity from their body. That can be some of your experiences. You know, that's Scorpio. That's the work of the South Node in Scorpio, as well as the square that it has to its own ruler, Pluto. Like, yeah, this is not easy. So do know that your children can be really experiencing this. And as I usually share, like, Cadence can be very emotional. Like, oh my goodness. I made her some breakfast tacos and she was not expecting this because it was Monday and Daddy usually goes to the local burger joint and gets some burgers and fries, right? And so she was just like, ran into her room, slammed the door crying. And I was like, I just thought I would do the nice thing and make this food for you because I know you constantly need to eat and it would be ready for you. But it was like, Anyway, so this is happening. You may find as well that you are at a real crossroads, almost like this liminal space as a parent. Maybe it's around school and education. I have one dear sister share that with me where she's like, I don't really know which direction yet to go in. Is this the right choice? How would this look like if I did that? If I stepped off this path that we've been on to go this way here? And so you can really be unsure, uncertain where you are being led. This is really feeding into the energy of this being this hybrid eclipse, where it starts out as a total solar eclipse and it moves to partial. It's also in just the last degree and few minutes of Aries. So even the energy of the eclipse is like, I am Aries, but I'm also almost Taurus. So it's like weird space, weird energy. This is happening on April 19th or 20th, depending on where you live in the world. So look to see where this eclipse is falling in your chart or your children's and how it can be highlighted for you at this time. And again, if you need help with that, do please reach out and we can interpret like what is happening for you and for your children. This Aries energy is generally around sovereignty, freedom, open roads, to be a unique individual. For our children, you may experience a heightened, intense need to be sovereign, that they're more assertive or more angry with you, or maybe friends, or maybe, teachers and so forth, coaches, bosses, if you have older teenagers. So it can be more extreme, more fiery, a little bit more out of bounds with that energy and not quite able to really hear or listen to what you may be saying, your perspective, your experience, again, or even like teachers and so forth. So just kind of be aware that this is some of the ways that this can really show itself. And if your children are really kind of coming out and saying, I want to be my unique self, like these are the clothes that I want to wear. This is what makes me feel good. This reflects who I am and what I love. Are you able to really kind of get in line with that? Can you step back and surrender some of your control as a parent to let them be them? And, you might even actually need to providing a safe space for them to be themselves. So maybe they're coming to you and they're like, I really want to wear rainbow striped socks to school, and I'm afraid of what other people might say or think of me. Maybe they just really like rainbows. I'm not even speaking about, the significance of the gender piece. Maybe they just really love rainbows and they're afraid to go and express themselves. And can you really hold that emotional safe space for them? So it's like this warming up energy so they can have their divine spark. This is Mars in Cancer is really influencing this Aries eclipse and all the planets and energies that we have in Aries right now. So who are you? Who are your children? And how can you both fit in and weave with others? That is some of this energy and this invitation this eclipse is really bringing to us. It's still being an individual and to be unique, and yet can we also be in harmony and in balance with others? Eclipses are pivot points. They are being at those crossroads, and they can really shift us. Like we are going in one direction and all of a sudden we're like, whoosh, we're going over here. That can be eclipse experience. Again, around all those Aries themes. So be mindful of how your children may be reflecting this to you, and for you, for them, to them as well. And eclipses can really bring us back, shift us back to be on our soul's path. And especially with this being this north nodal eclipse, this is this direction of our soul's collective evolutionary intention, direction to move towards, to move into. Now, I spoke more of the kind of more astrology energy in the other video that I always do, which I will link for you. But just to say here, the intensity of our world and our experiences is going to be increasing. This reverberation between Scorpio, which is going into the depths, going into the unconscious, what has been hidden in the shadows, the things that we do not want to see and experience, and Taurus, which is the earth, slowness, what we love and value, our pace, our way of doing things. That reverberation is going to increase, is going to intensify, and that includes this breaking down of systems and structures in our world. This is also going to include finances, money, big banking. You know, we're already starting to really see this playing out, and I feel that moving forward we're going to have some more shocking news around this. Our children can be experiencing and picking up on that energy too. So tune into them. Again, there, you know, if you see your child, like someone like Eric, swirling with energy, you know, you be almost this gatekeeper of like, look at your energy. What does your body need? Let's go outside. Let's go running around the playground. Let's go on a hike, let's go into swimming or the pool or whatever it is that you do and your child likes to do to help kind of come back into the present moment. Come back into your body, because there is going to be a lot of tension, this building energy to catalyze us to change, to grow. Eclipses are also about, it can be about endings. It can be the death of something, the death of a relationship, a death of a belief system, a death of maybe what we have valued, and it's like, oh wait, that thing is no longer in alignment with what I actually want. Very potent with this death regeneration energy. Again, the south node of the moon is in Scorpio. This is also weaving in with the galactic Mayan calendar. I did 2 other videos about that, and one I specifically spoke about this power of surrender to who our children are, and I'll link that for you as well. But just know that this need to really surrender and let go of control is very important right now, parents. What limiting beliefs of your children, of being a parent, of what that role may look like, how is that coming up for you? And how can you let go and lean more into faith, into trust with your children? So really heightened with these energies, because again, when we let go of these limiting beliefs, we are really allowing for all the new to come in. These new relationships to be with our children. How we are interacting with each other, with the earth herself. Allowing our children to really take the lead to show us who they are and what they value and how they want to be in the world, rather than having the world placing all these expectations and obligations onto them that may not actually reflect who their soul really is. This is also the work of Pluto moving, right now Pluto's in Aquarius, but he's about to go retrograde and begin his ingress back into Capricorn. So all of society's expectations, obligations placed on our children, where our children are saying like, no, dude, I'm not doing that thing. That rat race right there, I'm not interested in that. I'm going to go do my thing over here. My way, my unique way of being. And please let me know in the comments below, do you have one of those children who they're really holding on to their sense of self, on maybe their unique gifts and abilities that they have? Psychic abilities, telepathic even. Are they someone who came in even speaking light language as their default? Are they really tuning in to this quantum realm or the morphic field of our human collective consciousness? I mean, this is just some of what our children can be really tuning into that society doesn't have space for. Understanding or even allowance for our children to be whatever it is they need to be and who they came to be. So this regeneration energy is very heightened, of taking us down into the depths, and this could be some even very painful experiences that you as a parent are going through and experiencing, because you're like, yeah, I do have that child, and everyone around me is telling me that I need to push them to be in this box here because they need to be in this box in order to function in school with the way school is set up, Sit and attend. It's not a place of being a life learner, of holistic learning, of this learning too with the body, and maybe they need to move their body in order to then actually learn and to do things like math and reading. But the box of the school system isn't set up for those kind of children. So again, this crumbling of systems, institutions that may not be working for your child or for all children, and how does that need to maybe fall away? And through that intensity and going in there, that is where the medicine of this healing is. What we need to see to reintegrate back into ourselves. And this does include for yourself as a parent and your own inner child. I can just feel this coming up. This energy is starting to really bubble as I was speaking in those energies. So just know that can be some of your experience. And if it is, I really encourage you to give yourself the space to go into that, to go into those emotions, into that depth. What do you need to witness? What child parts of yourself do you need to hold close, to be the mother or father to, that your parents weren't able to actually give to you? You may find too that your children are really reflecting that back to you, that inner child experience, especially so on April 21st, because that is going to be the white mirror in the galactic Mayan calendar. So this reflecting our unconscious back to ourselves. Also in that white world bridger wave spell, which again, this is about surrendering, letting go of those old expectations, letting go of the past, and let's heal. Healing it too through the coming storm energy. So it's like this process of what we've needed to let go as parents maybe our own expectations, our own beliefs, the ideas, maybe even control that we've had, letting that go. And then we have the blue storm energy coming in to whip that up, to bring in this healing chaos, to transmute what is old, what is outdated, to really bring us into this new energy, this new sovereignty. Here's my children, that we are lining up with. This new us, this new earth, this new relationship that we are coming into with our children. Also, please know that Aries and Jupiter are conjunct the sun and the moon at this time. So Aries is the street fighter, fighting for injustice, for those who society has forgotten. She's very feisty, very assertive, like she cannot be swayed from her purpose. And Jupiter can be really magnifying that energy, that intensity. So can you see from a higher vantage point what your children may be expressing to you or asserting? You know, this is not just about one truth being true, but how all viewpoints and perspectives can be true. Where do you need to say, okay, this is something that we can stand for and be injustice about, and yet also hold space that even though you may not agree with someone, you can still see and understand their perspective? And how can we really start to meet in the middle with that? Be that, diplomat in this listening to the other. So just know that you may have some of those experiences, especially with your older teenagers really kind of asserting their needs at this time, their sovereignty. It is a very intense period. And as parents, it will look different for each of you, especially depending on the child you have, their age, where even you live in the world. How can you really let go and surrender, though, to what is happening in that present moment? It's just, okay, this is the flow of the river. I'm going to go with it. If my kids come in here super with energy, I'm just going to go with the flow because I can't change that. That is the moment. And how can I flow with that? And be like, okay, so as soon as I'm done with this video with you guys, I'm going to hook my phone up to the computer and start all that processing, and we're going to go out hiking. So while my computer is doing its thing, so I can upload this for you, I'm going to get us out into nature. I'm going to really connect us into the earth. And, for myself as a parent, okay, that's another piece to add. As a parent, I do understand the sudden shocks and surprises that we can be feeling, especially around money, and not feeling safe in our world and the systems, feeding our children, making sure they have clothes, they're warm, they have what they need. Like, that is a very real fear and concern. So I do want to see you and witness you if that is your experience. If that is some of the emotions coming up from the depth of your soul, can be experiences in this life right now. Maybe a reflection back to your early childhood. Maybe even from past life experiences, and it feels like it's happening to you right now, even though you may be financially secure and stable, and yet, it's like walking into the grocery store and just being like empty shelves, or the increase of prices, and you're feeling it, and you're getting that constriction in your throat and in your heart. That can be from the past experiences. So I do see you, and don't sweep that under the rug. We're not bypassing. Can you lean into those emotions, those experiences? And again, give yourself the space, Taurus, to go into this emotional intensity coming up from the past. This is that Scorpio South node. This is Pluto square to the nodes. Go into it. Allow yourself to heal and integrate what your soul is speaking to you at this time. Especially, again, as a parent going through a very uncertain period. We don't know how things are going to end up. That is what going into the future truly is. We are building this new earth, this new society together. And it is also okay that you do have moments of feeling afraid. The difference is, are you going to stay in that fear and in that worry? Or are you going to tune into your body, to this present moment? Are you going to look to your children to be your guide for how to laugh again, for how to be in joy, even in this hard, difficult time where we don't know how things are going to line up, how they are going to land, because we are in this death process. And yet there is also rebirth, regeneration, and we are being so supported by that. And we do see that as well, deeply reflected in the astrology. Again, the North Node in Taurus. We also have Haumea in Scorpio conjunct that South Node. So as Pluto goes and does this wrecking ball necessary of what is old and broken in our society, there is going to be this beautiful rebirth from these deep, dark depths. A rebirth for you, parents, and for your children in this world that we are really holding our intention with our children to leave for them one day. So, thank you so much for being here. I do know this was a very, there's so much astrology, so much to share. I do hope it helps. I will link below, more videos for you. Padma Kondro does a non-dual astrology reading, my teacher, for this April. So if you want even more guidance on what all this means, it is available for you. And I truly just wanted to speak here of how we can meet these energies as a parent, hold that space for ourselves and for our children, and what our experiences can be. And again, if you are struggling, you want to know how this astrology is affecting you personally, your children, please reach out. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Truly appreciate you all so much for being here and for saying yes to this journey with your children. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.